All right. Okay. Hey, what's going on, folks? Back for part number 5 now of the NASCAR Racing 1 Championship. We're halfway through the season. And it's been quite the season for our driver, Axel Richardson Jr., aka Bubbles. Last time out, and it was a few weeks ago, so I'm actually having trouble remembering exactly what, but I think it was quite a lot of mediocrity in the last races. I'll check out the point standings in just a second, but we're halfway through the championship, and so hopefully the second half will be better than the first half. We had a couple good races, but overall it was kind of mediocre, so excited to get back to it and appreciate folks coming out to join. Yeah, this is NASCAR Racing 1 from Papyrus from 1994, and would have been the third sim that Papyrus put out. So I played Indy 500 last weekend, did the Indy 500 in that. Then they made IndyCar 1, I believe, and then NASCAR 1. And so the engine for it's actually a little closer to IndyCar 2, to be honest. But let me just, what am I doing? Let me go over here. We'll take a quick look at the championship. This is, of course, a DOS game for those that haven't joined so far. And I'm running on DOSBox. But halfway through the championship, and we're set to do the Pepsi 400, so the second race at Daytona. And we'll start repeating some tracks. The next round after Daytona will be at Loudon, everybody's favorite track. But from there, we'll go back to Pocono, which I was definitely quick last time before I pretty much ended my own race there. So we get a second go at it. And I Preezy, this is not the game soundtrack. There's no music except for the introduction for this game. This is just a song that I like. Hope everybody else likes it too. I found it when I was doing trying to make some music in my Kart 88 mod review video for Automobilista, and I ended up really liking the song. But let's take a quick look. So last time, yeah, we came off the awful round at Charlotte with Coca-Cola 600, where I just lost the car, and that's where I started the Rusty Challenge. And Dover Downs, take a quick look at the results there. Finished last with the DNF. That's the one I hit the pace car, or the pace car really hit me, to be honest. So I'll stick with that, I guess. But pace car hit me in that one. Pocono we went to and DNF'd as well. I was going for a move. I'm trying to remember who I was trying to pass, but into the turn 2 short shift, short shoot there, and crashed. And why is it saying Phoenix? That's odd. That worries me a little bit. It says the track was Phoenix, but I'm pretty sure it was Pocono. And then Michigan, which I actually finished the race at Michigan, but it was pretty mediocre. I finished 20th, which is obviously not where I want to be. I want to be up front. So we're going to be doing Daytona. Now, something special for this stream. I did Daytona as the first race of the season, obviously, way back when. And I was not very competitive. And I was using, if you go back to the very first stream for this in December, I was using the Daytona circuit, which was like a conversion, or basically an adaptation of Talladega for NASCAR 1. And that's how people raced Daytona back in NASCAR 1. There was no official Daytona circuit. So it was like this Dagatona, as people would call it, USA Speedway. However, literally the end of December, I think it was December 20th, an updated new Daytona circuit came out for NASCAR Racing 1. It was released on the IndyCar Racing 2 message board by Guitar Guy UCF. Great name. But he's put together a new Daytona circuit. So I'm very excited to try it out, and hopefully it doesn't screw up my championship here, but I did back up the championship just in case. But it's a brand new Daytona circuit for NASCAR 1, and there has been other Daytona circuits for NASCAR 1 for a long time. As soon as NASCAR 3 got Daytona, they did actually convert the NASCAR 3 Daytona track to NASCAR 1, just kind of a straight conversion. However, Guitar Guy has taken that version, the NASCAR 3 version, and kind of retroed the graphics to make it look and feel more like the other circuits from NASCAR 1. So it's like a legitimate NASCAR 1 Daytona, and very cool. It's way better, way better than the stock one, or the one I did for the first race of the season. So let's jump in, take a look at the season standings. I am 21st in the season behind Michael Waltrip, but ahead of some other folks: Jimmy Spencer, Darrell Waltrip, Dale Jarrett. So, we're not nowhere, but obviously riding off those couple of wins I got earlier in the season. If we look at the top of the points, of course, it's been tight. It's been interesting. Jeff Gordon has gotten ahead. It was really handsome Harry Gant leading the way, but it's super tight. If you look at the top 6 drivers, they're all within 100 points of each other. So really, it's anybody's championship at this stage. Jeff Bodine, Dale Earnhardt, Terry Labonte, Harry Gant, Mark Martin up there at the top. So be interesting to see how that develops. I don't know if I'll be able to get up up to the top, but we'll have to see. So we'll do Daytona here. For folks with the wheel, so I did want to also bring up the wheel thing. I'll change to this for a second. If you've got a keen eye, you might notice I have a brand new steering wheel. I just got my Fanatec CSL 1.1 with the special rim and all that. And of course, the first thing I'm going to do on stream is race at DOS game with it. But I did get it to work. I did last night. I did an iRace for the first time in I don't know, 6 months or something. And just tried out the wheel with the actual force feedback and all that, and it's awesome. And I'll definitely do more of that. But tonight, gonna play some NASCAR 1 with the steering wheel. Very easy to get to work. It's all done through DOSBox for folks that want to get it working. Go to Ted Meat's site. Search for Ted Meat, M-E-A-T, like you're searching for steak, and he's got a tutorial on how to get. It does say 150,000 laps. Okay, maybe I have to figure out if I can change that real quick, because that would be too many laps. Whoa. Hopefully I can fix that. But go to Ted Meat's site. He has a tutorial on how to get this stuff working. Okay, I gotta fix the laps. Despite what everybody would want me to do, we're not doing 150,000 laps at Daytona. I hope I can fix it. I'm not sure if I can, to be honest. That would be very disappointing. Everybody gets to sit here while I go through some files. Let's see. It's probably the circuits, they've got text entry for how many laps they should have, and I believe it doesn't have an entry here for the second race of the season. So we'll see. Yeah, it should be easy to fix. The question is whether or not my game will allow it to work in the season and everything. All right, let me just boot this back up. You do learn a lot about editing these old games, trying to play them. Please work. Hey, okay. We're back. 16 laps. So the Daytona July race, the Pepsi 400, is a shorter race. It's 400 miles, not 500 miles, so it's 16 laps instead of the 20, since we're doing the 10% distance season. Yeah, and so easily able to change that. Thankfully. Okay, so I have not raced the circuit much other than doing a few laps, and I noticed the setup was super bad. So I'm going to see if I can load a setup like with all the races. Going to go out and do some practice, make sure the car's competitive-ish, and then try my hand at the race. For Daytona, it should be interesting. On one hand, I feel like I could win this. On the other hand, who knows? The AI seem to be random whether or not they're going to be quicker in practice than they actually are in the race. Just changing the gearing a bit though, just to see what that does. But we'll go out for practice. I'm going to pause the awesome music so that everybody can hear the awesome engine sounds. We'll do some practice here. So for the wheel, I really ended up using similar settings that I used to use with my G27. It feels much nicer though, even in a game like this. It honestly feels so much better than my G27 felt. I can do some different things with programming it. I'm excited to play around with it a bit more. You can add spring force and everything. So this game obviously does not have force feedback. Being that force feedback didn't even come out for another 5 years. But I can add some centering spring force to this wheel to make it feel a little bit better. The dead zone doesn't feel nearly as crazy as it felt on the G27. So I'm optimistic here that maybe I can actually do a bit better simply because of the wheel. Thanks, John. I appreciate you watching the videos. I like to mix it up. One thing I did notice is there's huge palm trees here at Daytona. Ooh, went a little wide there. And the track's not exactly perfect for 1994. The walls should not be white. They should be gray or brown. And there shouldn't be lights in the turns, but it's all forgivable. I think this version of Daytona is pretty awesome that it exists. And clearly we have no restrictor plate, I guess, but we're going to go with it because I don't want to fiddle more with the track INI file or the track text file. Ooh. Come around the 8 car there. I think the track does look good. The author of it, basically said I wanted to make a Daytona that fit more the the aesthetic and everything of NASCAR 1, and so I think it succeeds. Definitely succeeds. And it'd be really easy to change a couple of the other graphics to make it even better, but it's honestly very good to begin with. But yeah, we're flying here. Michael, if you want the Daytona track, just go over to IndyCar2.net. Ooh. Just tap the wall there. IndyCar ICR2.net, and in the forums there's a bunch of stuff. But feeling quicker. I'm wondering if I do need to go adjust the INI file because I am so much quicker. This is what happens when you barely test something. I don't want to just blow everybody away. But I think there's a setting to say that it's a restrictor plate track, and that might not be implemented correctly. Ooh, coming to the corner here. Let's see how quick Jeff Gordon is. I don't mind racing without the plates as long as I'm not just miles quicker than the other cars, but it seems like that might be the case. See you later, Jeff. Yeah. Over 15 miles an hour quicker. Well, that might be a little too much. We'll do just a couple more laps, see if anybody else gets up to speed or if that's how it's going to be, and then I might have to go futz quickly around again with the track text file to make sure the restrictor plate's on. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, I'm gonna change that setting. As fun as it would be to blow everybody away for once, I don't want to cheat, All right, one more second editing text files, of course. The only disadvantage so far with the wheel is that I'm much further away from the keyboard than before. It's a longer wheel, so a little odd. But okay, let's go back in Daytona track file. And I got to put a 0 next 0 to a 1. Yes, okay. It's fun. You could probably end up making the AI faster to be able to actually keep up, and that could be fun to race it without the plate, but... Okay, sorry. That was the intro to the game. Okay, let's get it back. Let's go back to the sim. It's the kind of stuff I usually try to do offline, but... I saw it at like the last second yesterday that it had been posted. I also did post on my Twitter a couple weeks ago, so I bet the setups will be more accurate now. Let's try that one. Posted on my Twitter a couple weeks ago. Somebody found a video of this game in the Daytona USA Museum, or like, I don't know what you'd call it, but at Daytona USA, I've never actually been to Daytona, which I'd love to do, but at Daytona USA, they have a museum there, and I think every year the Daytona 500 winning car will be there and all that, so it's a cool museum to go visit. But they have a simulator in the museum itself, and for years they actually used this game, and Papyrus, the official Dave Kemmer group, had made a Daytona track for the museum, and it was only available in the sim in the museum. and you could go there and try to set a fast lap, and I think some people remember doing that. But that track was never available anywhere else because Sega owned the rights to Daytona. I'm actually thinking of doing a video on all this because it's kind of interesting. But anyways, it's only something I've read about, and just a couple weeks ago, a video popped up of somebody doing, some laps around the Daytona circuit from the museum. And it seems like it was maybe taken at the museum, so I'm not sure the track's ever been leaked anywhere, but very cool stuff for a nostalgia nerd like me. I would love to get my hands on that track so much, but got what we got. Yeah, so the car's a bit slower now, and yeah, I'm doing 10% races, which is shorter than I would normally do, but this whole idea was to do a whole championship relatively quickly just to show off the game, and it's turned into a 5-video series so far. Alright, so come down the straightaway. Yeah, the other interesting thing too, though, that I think I would include in kind of a whole history of Papyrus with Daytona is that the Daytona that did come out, that this one is based on for NASCAR 3, was included actually, not with the base game. When you got NASCAR 3, you didn't get Daytona, just like everybody was used to, but it was actually on a CD that was handed out at the 1998 Daytona 500. And it was like this press CD, and it included installers for both NASCAR Legends and NASCAR 3 Daytona tracks. And somebody ended up uploading that track to the internet, and the rest is history. Hopefully I'm not just miles off now, though, with speed. The one last thing, and I'll stop harping about this Daytona thing, but the one last thing is that Daytona track has, in the video, it has a straight pit lane. And you'll notice here, if you hadn't noticed already, I'm going to ruin some of this for you, but the pit lane turns on all Papyrus tracks from the early ones through NASCAR 3, and it's because they didn't have a way to code the AI to go straight down the pit lane. The track basically had to follow the same curvature as the main track did, the pit lane did. So it's very notable that that track actually has a straight pit lane, which was not something, I believe, until NASCAR 4. But it's probably because that track didn't allow you to race with AI. Yeah, the palm trees are way too big, but otherwise, I think it looks really good. Like I said, it shouldn't have lights if it's really based in 1994, and the line on the bottom, I think, should be white, and the walls should be brown, but it's still really nice. All right. So we're coming to the line here. RPMs seem good now, pulling up on Bobby Hamilton. Whoa, up to 4th place. I do hope I'm competitive here. It was very painful at the Daytona 500 to be so far off the pace initially. Go down the back straightaway though. The wheel feels, I know it's like silly to be playing a DOS game with basically the first time I'm on stream with my new wheel, but it honestly does feel better even for the DOS games. It's so much more smooth. I'm very excited about this wheel overall. Whoa. Paying attention to the chat there. Come across the line up to 5th, 189 miles an hour. The speeds I feel like are actually pretty close to reality, which is good. Let me just check real quick. The thing that is unfortunate about having the standings on the screen is that you can't see your oil pressure, oil temperature, or water temperature gauges. But just want to make sure I'm not overheating or anything, which is a concern at a track like this. So the car's feeling pretty good, and I'm pulling in on people, which means at least in the slipstream and the draft, I'm quick, which is good. To the tri-oval. Just want to do maybe a couple more laps and check the tire temps, make sure they're not freaking out, and then we'll think about qualifying My hope tonight is to get through at least 3 of the races. I'd like to do this Daytona race, Loudon, and Pocono, round 2 at Pocono, just to see how quick it is. Whoa, below the line, no yellow line rules in these days. Michael, I have not ordered the classic rim yet. I'm just feeling the hurt of having bought all of this. So it's going to be a little while till I buy another rim. But that is one thing I'm really looking forward to with this wheel. That honestly, I'm not going to lie, it might have been my main motivator in upgrading, although I'm realizing now how much nicer this is. But just being able to have some changeable rims. So as I race, the 1950s or 1920s cars, I can have a big fat steering wheel. And then when I go race the Grand Prix cars, I can have this. This wheel, I was being made fun of a little bit when I was showing this, but it's a really small wheel. It's a 27-inch rim, and it basically is built off of what Formula One cars in the late 60s through the 80s would have had. And so that's why I got it as my first one. It's very similar to the size the G27 was, which I thought might be nice just for feel and everything, but it matches the cars I race the most. So to me, it's the perfect wheel to get started with, and then really could see myself getting at least one more wheel, one bigger one to use with older cars and NASCARs, and then I don't know, we'll see what I get from there. And I'm not using a CRT monitor, no. If you wanted to really play this legit, back in the day I played it with the keyboard, so you don't want to watch that on a stream though. Alright, the car's feeling good. Let's check here. Tires are cold, but I think that's gonna be what kind of happens around Daytona. Yeah, Fanatec does have a good NASCAR rim, but they're so expensive to get the hubs, and I don't want to be unscrewing the actual rim from my hub over and over again. So you could see each wheel costing a pretty penny. I don't know, I think I'm feeling pretty good about this though. The only thing is for qualifying, I might shorten the gears a little bit. Or I could go with the qualifying setup, which has bit me in the past. Coming up behind Jimmy Spencer though, he's right behind me in the points. Get past Ricky Rudd here. We can do a little bump draft. Oh, there you go. Oh, and it pushed him too. That's how it works. That's how it works in real life. Ooh, wow. Not if he slows up like that. Alright, but we'll come out. I don't need to practice a pit stop because we won't be doing any if everything goes well. But see if I can slow the car down. Whoa! She gets all over the place there coming to the pit lane. That was a hell of a wobble. Alright, so things feeling pretty good with the car. I'm not worried about being quickest just because it's all about the draft, and I feel quick in the draft and everything. So we're gonna do qualifying, load up. I'm gonna do it with the quali setup since that really matters around a super speedway. And we'll see what I can do. So hopefully I'm somewhat close. The times are pretty impressive, but I really don't know how quick this will be. I mean, these games, steering with a keyboard is impossible in a newer sim. These games were somewhat built for it, because that's what most people had. At the very most, people had like a flight joystick, which I used at one stage as well for racing. And it was so much better than the keyboard, but you could imagine like trying to do all this with your wrist is very uncomfortable, if impossible to control as well. But there really weren't steering wheels. I'm not looking to sell my G27 just yet. It's for anything, I want it for backup, but it's honestly, it's not bad, but it's definitely seen better days at this stage. I used it very hard for almost 10 years. Alright, so I think we have 2 laps to do this. We'll come across the line. I got the blinking fuel light, but that's fine. We really just need a lap, and it's all just about being smooth. Flat out, can't go any quicker than this, but just try to keep it right on the line, nice and smooth. Don't want to scrub any speed if I can avoid it. Kept it over 180. Car springs back on the back straightaway up the miles per hour. Come into turn 3. Not a bad lap. I could have kept it a little lower there in turn 3 or 4. We'll come to the line, see what this puts us at. Nervous. Oh my God, I'm like last place. Oh no, I don't get placed until the end. I think 189 is at least halfway up the pack, which is good. But got 16 laps around here to try to figure something out. Try not to get in an accident, hopefully. Hopefully this one just runs green to checker. Well, I'm using kind of a weird hodgepodge setup now. I've got the Fanatec wheel, CSL Elite base and everything. I've got a Thrustmaster H-pattern, which I love it so much. I really considered going with the Thrustmaster wheel, but I liked Fanatec's whole thing a little bit more. And then I'm still using my G27 pedals, which I have modded a little bit to make it a little better. Whoa, not quite getting that, but there we go, P9. All right, P9's good. That's good. I start in the top 10, be right up at the front. As long as I don't do anything silly, should finish up there. All right. So, hopefully start off strong. I named this stream The Redemption because I really want to... I don't want to finish last in every race and crash out a bunch. I was hoping I would actually be up there in the championship, but make sure I change my actual race setup. Very important. Something so easy to do that I've done 1,000 times in the old Papyrus games is not like refill the car before the race and go into the race with the qualifying setup. All right, but we'll take a quick look at the standings. Actually, I'll do it on the pace lap since it's going to be so long. But we'll do the race, 16 laps at Daytona for the Pepsi 400. We'll take a quick look at who actually won this thing in real life, just to contextualize. Oh, and this was the race Jimmy Spencer won, which hopefully he doesn't do in this in this game or this championship because he's behind me. So, but Jimmy Spencer won this in real life from Ernie Irvan and Dale Earnhardt. Up front there, 160 laps in July. Be a fun one to watch, actually. All right, we'll do the race. Yeah, this is the Pepsi 40. Good one, Adrian. It is. The short races, I definitely like longer races, and I actually restarted that GPL 66 season because I wanted to have the longer distance 30% races, but doing something like this, it's fine to do the shorter ones. Yeah, for those that weren't here at the very start of the stream, this isn't the Daytona I used for the opening round. This is a new, quote, new Daytona that was built for NASCAR 1, and it came out in December. You can find it at IndyCarRacing2.net, and it's a modded version of the NASCAR 3 track that's kind of been backdated with the NASCAR 1 graphics, but it's awesome. It's what this sim needed for a long time. All right, take a quick look here. So Jeff Bodine, Dale Earnhardt on the front row, Ken Schrader, Ernie Irvan. Got handsome Harry Gant there in front of me with Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte, and Jeff Burton on my outside. Anybody notable towards the back? Rick Mast is, well, he's always been back there, I guess. But, yeah, the regulars are back there, I guess. But we'll have to see. 16 laps to do it. Just have to see how good everything gets away. Oh, green flag is out. I missed it again. I always forget that everybody didn't remind me that the green flag comes out as soon as the pace car dives to pit lane. Oh no. Steve Grissom got around me. You know that's bad. Alright, up to 4th gear. I think I'm up to speed now. Nobody in front of me to draft with. I got Rusty right behind me though. See if I can slide up behind Nemechek here in the 41. Oh, that was the worst start ever. I'm probably in 20th now, in 16th. Gotta love it. Oh, yellow flag. What? Was not expecting that, but race back to the line. I guess that helps me a little bit because I was losing that lead pack slightly. Pit closed. Come across the line. All right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stay behind the 2. What's that about? Why does Rusty get around me? Is it penalizing me for last race? Or what was it, Pocono? I pretty much smashed him out of the race. That's the gods being angry with me. For some reason. That's so odd. Of course, it is a newer add-on track, so maybe some weird quirks with it, but I haven't actually done a race around it before, so hopefully it's not just cautions non-stop. Why did Rusty get back around me? What, is he paying off the officials or something? Well, hopefully we only have a couple laps of caution because it's going to be a short race. Of course, cautions at Daytona and Talladega are the worst things in these older games. So they're very long, the pacing, but you get what you get. And I think it's going to help me just because I got that initial start so poorly. Yeah, so for those of you talking about John D there posted about NASCAR 94. So Papyrus made this for the DOS and PC, and they also released a console version, which I think is one of the first nicer NASCAR games for the consoles before EA, took over with everything. And it's basically this game, but they did make some changes, a little more arcadey overall. But yeah, it does exist for the consoles, and it's based off the same engine and everything as this. Adrian, focus into the next inside speed. Hope that's my. Or inside was the second of my 6. Ooh, bumping Rusty there. Yeah. Come on. I don't know why you got around me, but. Adrian's repeating my 6 key metrics to winning the Indy 500, which really paid off. I cannot imagine doing, I don't even want to say it because people are going to want me to do it, but I can't imagine doing the Daytona 500 in this sim. I have done full Daytona 500s in NASCAR 2003. 1 lap till green. Okay, we'll go green next time by. What I was looking for the other day, though, was the history of Le Mans 24 games and sims. And as far as I can tell, there was no game that allowed you to play the full 24 hours until 1999 or 2000 with a Dreamcast game. And everything before that was really just more arcadey. Luke, I've never done a full Coca-Cola 600. That would be difficult to sit through. This could be easily 5 hours long. The Indy 500 was enough. Yeah, it was about 2.5 hours, which is a fast race for a 500 miler. But yeah, and I want to actually try out Test Drive Le Mans. I don't know if it'll be a stream thing, but just personally want to try it out because I've never played it. Honestly, I think out of the big races, Le Mans growing up was kind of the most foreign to me. Watched a lot of Formula 1 and IndyCar and NASCAR and stuff, but Le Mans was a little harder to get here in the States in the 90s. Alright, so we're going to come out of turn 4, and I'm just going to watch for that pace car to dip off and floor it. There we go. Oh, that was a little better, but Rusty still got a pretty good jump there. Just trying to stay in line. Oh, we got a car trying to come high. Oh, I got one coming low, too. Morgan Shepherd's going to pass me on the inside. You're not allowed to do that. Oh, I'm so slow. I think I shifted up to 4th a little too early here. This is going so poorly. I was so optimistic. I gotta learn to not be optimistic about these races. How does this happen? Oh, here comes Dave Marcus on the inside. I got cars coming to the outside too. I'm so slow. All right, finally catching up to speed slightly. Sliding behind Derek Cope here, who's racing in the 2021 Daytona 500, if you hadn't heard. Crazy stuff. Oh, this is heartbreak, honestly. The starts are brutal. I have to hope it stays green the rest of this race. But we'll follow Cope here. He's got that inside line. Oh, sliding a little wide there. Flying around 190 miles an hour. Oh, right against the apron. Come on the low side of Bill Elliott here in the 11. All right. Oh, another yellow flag. That's no good. I hope this whole race isn't just yellow flags with restarts, because I'm so bad at the restarts. I don't know if there's much I could have done there. See if I can get around Cope at least. Coming to the line. Pit closed. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get around Mike Wallace. Oh, man, so I ended up losing. Oh, no. No. Oh. All right, well, I saved it. That was insane. Stay behind the 90. Yeah, that's Mike Wallace. That's where I should have been. Oh, my God, that was an insane save. The car got really weird when I stomped on the brakes. Oh. Well, if it would only stay green, I feel like I would be okay. But this might be the most cautions we've ever had in a race here. I don't know if it was a great save, but it didn't hit anything, so when I punched the brakes, the car just sank. Alright, let's see, what lap are we on? 7. So we're about to finish half the race with 2 yellows. Yeah, it's almost like a modern NASCAR race. Oh, we got one car pitting though. That'll be another position for me. So I guess we'll do another restart, and my whole goal here, I gotta make sure I wait to the last second to shift the gears, I guess. I think I went from 3rd to 4th too quickly, and that really hurt me. So I hope everybody's enjoying the caution laps. Yeah, and fun played. I guess I've adapted. I've only raced the new wheel for about 3 hours, maybe. So not a bad save with that in mind. Yeah, no restart yet. Luckily in this one, it's not as random as Indy 500, where I just gotta guess when the restart is. Can I do a full-length Riverside, Luke? Well, the 66 race I posted is, I feel, long enough. But I don't know, maybe someday. It's I mean, that race, what did I do, 60-something laps, and before NASCAR left Riverside, their races were only about 90 laps, so it's 2/3 distance. Yeah, Michael, GP500. So that's a sim I do not have a lot of experience with, but I'm aware of, and I do want to try it out. And especially, I know there's a lot of good mods for that. The one thing I wish it had is a nice Isle of Man circuit. I feel like that would be, the perfect sim for that, obviously. High leak. Is that what my beer says? No. Alright. We didn't get the one to go that time, I guess. Do I know any games that have old IMSA mods? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Not sure I've seen old IMSA stuff. I mean, you do have some random cars for like Assetto Corsa. I think it might have a couple of the prototypes. Well, obviously, so iRacing, oddly enough, iRacing has a couple of old cars. I'm not sure if they're specifically IMSA. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it before with Le Mans, but the sports car racing is definitely my weak point. I've come to really enjoy it. I'm very much looking forward to Daytona 24. If for nothing else, there'll actually be something to watch. It's always, the first thing about that I'm watching, or maybe Monte Carlo Rally, but it should be good this year. There's a lot of Indy guys racing in it, which is always exciting. See how everybody does. All right, come to the line. Please give me one to go. Yeah, 1 lap to green. I'm wondering if it's the track. I hope it's not the track that's just prone to cautions, because I would love to get some green flag racing here at Daytona. I feel like if I can make it through the start, my car is not slow. We'll have to see. Behind Mike Wallace and Sterling Marlin. Sterling was very quick at Daytona in that 4 car for many years. I think he won Daytona 500 2 years in a row, racing for the McClure team. One thing, I'll just talk about the wheel nonstop, but another thing I liked about it was the fact that you can change the button layout and everything. So I'm riding Mike Wallace here. So I was able to kind of install the buttons I think I needed. I didn't go for a super busy setup. I don't know if I'm going to do a review or anything like that, but I'm sure I'll talk about it a bit more here and there. All right, hopefully we get a nice long green flag run. If not, the race is nearly over anyway, but just try to spot that pace car going off and then try to shift as late as possible. There it is, green flag. Really ride it to the top of the rev range. Oh, come on, don't stay behind me. I think I got a big gap there from second to third, which is hurting me. You can hear the AI just shifted up to third there, so we'll just wait a second longer. Please don't blow the engine. All right, go up to fourth. Lost 2 spaces. Musgrave got Elliott on the high side. These restarts are killing me, absolutely. I could have geared the car better for that. I didn't think we'd have so many. All right, slide to the outside, get in that draft, build up some speed. Come into turn 3 here. Just trying to keep it nice and low, flat out, see if I can sneak around the bottom here, make up a couple of these spots again. Maybe end up where I was at the start of the lap at the end. There we go. Getting past Smoking Joe's, got Strickland there. All right, coming to turn 1. Oh, on the low side of 3 wide, but just trying to stay in it. Had to really scrub a little speed there. There we go. Come out of turn 2. Get back past Morgan Shepherd. Back past Dale Jarrett. Sneaking up on Mike Wallace now. Oh, I'm going to have to let out of it a little bit. That hurts. It's all about momentum, so I really don't want to get out of the throttle. Oh my God, we're going to complete 2 full laps under the green flag. You can see Michael Waltrip now back up above P20, which is good. Yeah, and there's no spotter in NASCAR 1, see, really, that's why the mirror looks like it does with the 3 panels. Oh, on the low side, sliding into Michael Waltrip. Speaking of spotters, that might bring out the yellow. That's my fault. It's going to be double as bad. Oh, maybe, damn. All right, well, Michael Waltrip's going to be the one mad at me now. See if I can draft up behind Bill Elliott. I think my car's fine, but yeah, I definitely took out Mikey there. I got a little bullish with the low side runs. It's unfortunate because now I got to go through another yellow flag and restart. Coming to the line, not going to be able to get wall trip. The yellow flag. Slow down a little earlier this time. All right. How many laps do I got? Just a couple. Well, it might not even go green again. Man, this was not the Daytona I was hoping for. This whole season has not turned out at all like I wanted it to. Oh my God, poor Michael Waltrip. Yeah. All right, coming to turn 3 though. So I don't think it's gonna go back green unless we got the one to go. Oh, a car's down low there though. Does that mean anybody's pitting? I could only hope. The Firecracker 40. One thing I do not like, so I am obviously using this wheel on the on a desk, and I know I'll probably get some hate for that, but no rig yet. But I honestly hate the way it latches to the desk, specifically because the bolt extends so far below it. I hit my knees on it, which is very annoying. First world problem, certainly. I know some people enjoy that I don't have this elaborate setup, and that I see a lot of the guys on YouTube do have really nice rigs and all that, which I'm very jealous about, but this honestly is, I mean, having raced the G27 for so long, I'm very happy to have something a bit nicer. Alright, well, I think this one's going to come to a conclusion under caution, which is unfortunate, but you win some, you lose some. We've still got a couple races to do, at least a couple more. Yeah, I mean, I also am a big proponent that you don't need to have like a super nice everything to have a ton of fun. Clearly, I'm playing a game which is, over 25 years old and having so much fun doing it. So I don't think you need a super nice rig and all that stuff. All right, but we'll come to the line here. White flag. Hamable, I guess you're correct. I was running at the end, which is more than I could have said for half of the races at the start of the season. Wait, I haven't finished yet though, so let me get across the line one more time before we start celebrating the finish. I do want to explore some of the older Indy games for sure. I mean, I definitely have IndyCar 2 on the list of stuff to do. Fun Blade, you say the guys with gloves are hilarious, but I honestly would have appreciated gloves when I did the Indy 500 last weekend. My hands were black after that. From the wheel rim, the leather and everything, just gripping it. See you later, DB. I mean, the gloves are kind of silly, but they're honestly, if you're really gripping the wheel for a long time, they're kind of nice. What is the worst racing game I've ever played? I'm all about being positive, so it's hard for me to say. Oh, I forgot the most important thing about this. I did this before the stream. Dang. Anyways, the worst racing game. I mean, I did review something I called the worst sim of all time, which is Spirit of Speed 1937, if you want to go take a look at that. It's not a good one, that's for sure. But I don't know, there's lots of bad racing games. I'll tell you one that I wanted to be good, but it was really bad. Or it wasn't really bad, but it just didn't shine, was the newer NASCAR game. I got one of the new NASCAR heats that came out, and it's just not good at the end of the day. I'm so disappointed I forgot to put my round 15 Daytona up there. I was proud of that. All right, 17th position finish. Could have been worse. We get to see the sad crew pushing the car back, but we do get to put on the good music again. So, a mediocre Firecracker 400 to go back to the mediocrity, I guess. It's not been the redemption yet. All right. But there we go. I finished 17th position, pick up 112 points. You know, saying I pick up 112 points puts into perspective how tight the championship up top is, because top 6 cars are within 100 points of each other. It's very easy to get 100 points. If somebody crashes out one race, it really can shake things up. But we'll take a look at the top of the results. Ernie Irvin, great for Ernie, won the Daytona round. From Mark Martin, Jeff Bodine, all led laps, although it was mostly under yellow. Mark Martin and Jeff Bodine both led laps, and then Dale Earnhardt, Ken Schrader, and Terry Labonte. Harry Gant finishing back there in 8th. Rusty Wallace, I was up near Rusty at one point. He finished 9th. Man. Anything interesting at the bottom? Let's see, Michael Waltrip had an accident. I wonder what happened to him. That's unfortunate. And Joe Nemechek in last place. Oh, man. All right. So, points-wise, I'm in 19th now, behind Ted Musgrave. I'm only a couple spots behind Rusty Wallace, which is interesting. We'll take a look at the front of the championship. Jeff Bodine with Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt, Terry Labonte. So, things are heating up. So, I'm going to take a 1-minute break here real quick and be back, and then we will go to the next round of the championship, which will be my home race at Loudon, New Hampshire. So I'll see everybody back in just a minute. All right. So, off to New Hampshire, everybody's favorite circuit. I know it's everybody's favorite. So we're doing round 16 now. Loudon. Ta-da. I like Loudon a lot. I just filled up some water, everybody. Gotta hydrate. But I know folks don't like Loudon. I grew up with that being my home track, so of course I love it, but I can understand why people don't love it that much. But we're coming in 19th position with only 3 top 5s. I would love another top 5. Look at it there. It still has the swamp in the infield. That's a picture from 1992. I can almost guarantee it, because the turn 3-4 grandstands are much shorter there than they grew to be. You can barely see at the top. That's turns 3 and 4. The grandstands ended up coming all the way around to the back straightaway, and they've since gotten rid of all of them again. So, yeah, pretty interesting stuff. And yes, Loudon was in the IndyCar game as well. IndyCar games, because they raced at Loudon in the early 90s, and that's why I love IndyCar. But we'll load the Ace setup and come out and do some practice here. Yeah, and before it was Loudon. That's a great call out. Their Black Nift. It was Breyer Motorsports Park, which was a pretty cool road course. Oh, I just hit Rick Mast in the pit lane. Sorry, Rick. Yeah, that's definitely a really early photo, though, because I think by the time NASCAR, the Winston Cup at that point, went in 1994, what was the first year? I want to say, somebody's going to look it up. 1993 or 1994 was the first year that the actual top-level NASCAR Cup went there. Maybe it was 92. Ooh, whoa! That's not a good start. Whoops. What was that about? Well, let's see if I do that again. Yeah, and so you're going to recognize one thing, that this track is not very accurate. It's actually one of the circuits that shipped with the base game. And all of those tracks that ship with the original NASCAR 1 game, none of the add-ons, they're very inaccurate, and this is no exception. It actually goes downhill into the corners, which is very odd. And then the banking, I swear, is double what it should be. And then we go uphill on the back straightaway. It's kind of roller coastery. They didn't really know how to make banking at the time when they made all of these tracks. All right, that's better. I made it out of the pits that time. Whoa, we're gonna slide wide. That's right. I gotta get used to the wheel here. Ooh, slide it out a little bit out of turn 4. All right, so just gotta do a few laps, get the feeling in this clearly. Make sure the setup's good. We'll see how we do. I like New Hampshire, though. I totally understand why people don't like it. At the same time, though, I'm not sure why people complain, because at least it's different than the other tracks. But yeah, I mean, it's flat. There's not a lot of side-by-side racing. I do say, though, you got to watch a modified race around this circuit. I'm not going to lie and say it's the best racing in the world, but it's really good. I brought one of my friends who's from Australia to a modified race up here a couple summers ago, and even he was entertained by it. Yeah, and they did race one year with the plates here. That was a bad turn 3-4. Gonna try to get around the low side of the circuit. You actually use the brakes a lot around here, which is a little bit different than some of the others. Come out of turn 2, that was better that time. Yeah, I mean, IndyCar should 100% be going to New Hampshire Motor Speedway. It doesn't make sense that they don't. It was built for IndyCars. It really was. I mean, it's the perfect type of oval. You see how successful they're being at Gateway right now. And I know I was there in 2011, the last time IndyCar went to Loudon. I was actually there too in the 90s when IndyCar was there in the IRL and everything. But the race didn't get a fair shot in 2011 because of the rain. It rained all day. It was supposed to be a washout. I was just camping up there the whole weekend with some friends, so of course I'm going to be there. Love IndyCar. And even then, I thought the crowd was fine. I think by 2020 or 2019 standards, I guess you'd say, the crowd in 2011 was really good. Whoa, Musgrave, what are you doing there, bud? But yeah, I mean, I'm very passionate about it because I love an IndyCar race close to me. But they really should race here. It's a good track for them. It fits the cars well. It's not a dangerous oval, and it's an oval. So, and I always thought Loudon was, I mean, it is kind of a sister track to Milwaukee. It's very similar. Milwaukee's a little more narrow, but it's they're very, very similar tracks. Ooh. All right, so we're up in P7. A little worried about how fast Bobby Labonte is here. See if I can come out of the corner. There we go. Ooh, gonna catch on Bobby. Oh, all right. The car actually feels pretty good. I'll have to check out the tires. There we come out of the corner. Oh, was that Jeff Burton? Ooh, up to 5th. That's promising. It's not fastest though, which, if the other races are anything to go off of, the AI cars in practice are lying, and they're actually much quicker than this. Right behind Burton. I think Burton here is the one I hit at Pocono, so he'll be watching his rear view quite closely. Michael, what do restrictor plates achieve? Restrictor plates do exactly what the name is. They restrict the amount of air that the engine can intake. So it's kind of like the opposite of a turbo or supercharger, in that the engine just doesn't have enough air to breathe, and therefore produces less horsepower. Tapping the wall there. So they did it after Bobby Allison, specifically Bobby Allison, but I think folks were complaining, or the drivers were complaining for quite a while before that. But Bobby Allison had a pretty scary accident in 1987 at Talladega, where, you know, they were going well over 200 miles an hour, and he got backwards on the front straightaway, basically flipped into the catch fencing, and thank God the catch fencing actually caught him and brought the car back on the track, but it totally ripped down the whole front straightaway fence and everything. And yeah, it was way too close a call for NASCAR to ignore it any longer. So, all right, so the right front is overheating a bit, which is known to happen at New Hampshire. Otherwise, I mean, the car's a little tight, but it was very loose off the at the start of the run there, back up to 127. I want to see if I can keep the speed up high. It's very cool though. I've been watching, I always like NASCAR this time of year especially, but I've been watching a few older races. There's some really good stuff from the 60s and 70s on YouTube now, and the cars around the super speedways back then are so lively. They move around so much. There we go. It's at 127.4. Where's that put me? Up to 5th. That's good. Still not super quick, but the cars back in the 60s and 70s, even the 80s, were so lively on the track. They just move around so much, and I feel like it's I don't know. It has to be a little nostalgia, or the fact that it's, you know, not something I see every day now, but it's very interesting to watch just how the drivers have to wrestle these heavy cars around. Cars today are very stuck to the track, so especially at a circuit like a Daytona. I mean, the fact that that kid recently got in trouble for filming himself, you know, while driving, points out it's not hard to drive, especially alone, on a high-speed track these days. All right. So, car feels okay. I think I'm blowing up that right front. Right front is too hot. Right rear is too cold. Left rear is too cold. Left front's too cold. All right, but we'll take a look in the garage here. All right, right front. So I'm going to add a few PSI here. Right rear, I'm going to remove a few PSI. Left rear, remove a few PSI. And right front, or left front, remove a lot of tire pressure. Stagger's probably good. Might put a little bit of, what do we got here? Well, let me check real quick the spoilers. Front air dam, yeah, it's as low as it can go. In the rear, I think I want as much as it can go, yep. And then suspension-wise, cambers, I didn't really look at the temps for that, but we'll pretend they're good. Left bias, no, I can't do more, which is good. Rear, I'm going to actually do a little bit more rearward. We'll do 40, we'll do 50%. That might be too much, but we'll see. All right, I'm going to do another quick run here just to make sure this car's not a death machine now. Back up first. Learn my lesson. Don't want to hit Rick Mast. All right. So see, on the grass a little bit there. The car is very slidey coming out of the pits, which I'm worried about the initial start, but we'll have to see how it goes. Get up to fourth gear though and just coax it around the corner. Whoa, it gripped a lot there. I don't know if you could tell, but the car just shot to the left slightly. It's sketchy till the tires come up to temperature. That's the thing I gotta watch out for. What's up, Yari? Alright, so that's a 124. It's slow, but my tires are still heating up. Feels a little bit better on entry that time. This track's going to be all about braking late and trying to keep it in a good line on the corners. Oh, very wide into 3 and 4. Take that late apex. The track is so banked in this version of Loudon that you can kind of get away with running wide. There we go, 127.8. Yeah, Roger, the difference tire pressure makes is insane, and it's really it's like that in real life. I go to a lot of the short tracks around New England, and I'll listen. I have some radios, listen to the drivers, and the good ones are telling their crew, you know, mid-race when they come in for a stop to change tire pressures, a half pound, quarter pound on the tires. You know, it's really impressive that they know that adjustment, but also that a quarter pound of air pressure is going to make a big difference. I know Ryan Preece right now, he's racing in the top level of NASCAR. He's from my area, would see him a lot, and you could tell he was doing it a bit different. Oh my God, Bobby Hamilton, what are you doing there? Whew, another save. Doing well on the saves tonight, if nothing else. Yari, this is NASCAR Racing 1, the first NASCAR sim. Alright, the car's feeling pretty good. The tires are not overheating yet. Do another lap or two. But, I don't know. I have done some of these other races. Michigan comes to mind, where I thought I was very quick in practice, getting the quickest time, and then we get to the race and I'm way off the pace, but we'll have to see. Yeah, but I think my tire temps are under control now. So, let's do a qualifying. And I'm going to lower the fuel. I haven't done this much this season, but I'm getting desperate at this point. I really want a good finish for once. I'm also going to save the setup here, just so we have it. Sorry for the clink there. All right, go to qualify. So I think I just get one lap here. We'll see the speeds. Okay, that bodes well. A 127.2 feels within reach. Feels within reach. We'll have to see. The thing is going to be getting the tires to work, because I think I pretty much just get one lap at this. Well, the car's so snappy. It'd be better to have a specific quali setup where the car itself would... Downshifting's not a bad idea. But the tire pressures should be completely different for qualifying. But see what I can do here. All right, come to the line. Green flag. I'm gonna use third gear to help get the car settled. Oh, rocking the wheel around. I'm trying. Oh, smack the wall there. That's gonna ruin this lap. Ugh. Come down into turn 3. My car's just not good enough on a single lap. Try my best though. Working around. Checkered flag. P16. That's better than I thought it was gonna be. With the wall smack and everything. Alright. P16. Not bad. Okay, so New Hampshire, 30 laps, which is not a short race. Of course, the real race is like 300 laps. Full fuel. This should be interesting. 16th, so I'm right in the middle. Right in the middle of the pack, but you know, we'll have to see how well I do. It's going to be all about staying out of trouble, like it always is, for the first, few laps. Make sure I get a decent start, and then see what I can do. But we'll start here on the outside. I got Rusty a couple in front. We'll take a look at the starting grid as we're rolling around. Ernie Irvin backing up his win at Daytona with a pole at New Hampshire. Not bad. With Handsome Harry on his outside. Is Harry going to come back? I want the Harry comeback. He did so well in the beginning part of the season. It's kind of faded. But I could do with some more Harry Gant wins. If I'm not winning, I want Harry to win. Ken Schrader, Terry Labonte, Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, Martin Bodine, even Jack Bodine. Alright, so this should be an interesting one. What's up, Grayson? Okay, so 30 laps, just gotta play it nice and easy here. Don't want to do anything too wild on the start. I have a bad feeling about turn 1, but here we go. Pace car's in. A little delay there in the green, but now we're green. Coming up behind Jeff Burton. He's obviously going to be worried about our Pocono incident. Give a little bit of space. I hate to do it, but want to survive. Grissom up the inside. Oh my God, there's Morgan Shepherd. I barely held on to that. You get these like death oversteers. All right, see if I can come down the middle. It's a little daring, but I want to get by a couple of these cars. Oh, I'm putting on a show for the home fans. The inside of Sterling Marlin. Right down the front straightaway. Okay, so not a bad start. Not a bad start at all. But now they're working back on me a little bit. I gotta get in the line. Whoa, what is Nemechek doing there? Nemechek just like stomped on the brakes. Ooh, tapped the wall a little bit. Nemechek disappeared behind me. That was odd. But up to P12 with 28 to go. So not a bad start at New Hampshire. Right, coming to turns 3 and 4. overall, though, I'm quite happy with this thus far. If Morgan Shepherd wants to play nice with me and stay behind me. Sounds like the AI are actually shifting, which is interesting. I think I've heard that they would shift at New Hampshire. I'll try it. Why not? Oh, that actually feels a lot better. I pulled in quite a bit on Marlin that time. Shifting might be the way to do things. Come down to third gear. Settle in. Right behind Marlin, but they're actually paced quite well. I always thought that Papyrus put a little extra into New Hampshire because it's their home track too. The fact that it was included with NASCAR 1 of two reasons. It was either because it's close to Papyrus's headquarters and they wanted it in the game, or two, it was a new track at the time. So overall, this is going all right. I would love to get a top 10. Coming out of turn 4, though, I got a good run this time. Dip it up the inside. Try to brake as late as I dare. Oh, Marlin able to outdo it. I think I could brake later than that. Up to 4th gear. Out of the 3rd turn. Not as good that time. Not as good of a run. Try to stick with him here through the corner. Another bit of a run coming out. Oh, dive it into turn 1. Try not to slide up into him. Hanging around the bottom side. Oh, unable to make the pass on Sterling. All right. Up to 11th. See if I can put a little bit of a gap on him and head towards, I think that's Jeff Bodine in front of me. Oh, all right. Not bad. Come across the line this time. Just got to remember to shift. It's a little different than most NASCAR tracks. Hopefully it's not too loud in the microphone. With the shifters here are louder than I thought they'd be on this wheel. No, John, you can't really use an H pattern for this. It really only allows for sequential shifting, just based off of what they could do in 1994. Nobody had steering wheels, never mind H pattern shifters. All right, slowly reeling in Bodine. Car gets all upset there. I wonder if we'll actually hit lap traffic around this one too, just because of, the track's only a mile around. Oh, yellow flag. That's not the worst thing. Just to keep my eyes open for any kind of accidents. I'm paranoid now after Indy 500 and there being damaged cars sitting on the track everywhere. But it doesn't seem to happen as much in the other games. Pit's closed. All right, come out of turn 4. So a good first run there. It's about the first third of the race. Up to P11 from P16. I'll take that. What's my tire sitch? Yeah, I don't think it's worth pitting. It's too short of a race. Come into line here for, all right, for the pace laps. So, not a bad start. I think I can pick up a couple more spots here at least. 13 at 30, sitting in P11. Handsome Harry leading the way. Mikey, modifieds are always my favorite as well. Still go and see them whenever I can. Till green then. So this restart, just gonna watch for the pace car to dip off and try to get as good of a jump as I possibly can. But I got Jeff Bodine here, and then Brett Bodine, so the Bodines right in front of me. I think that's supposed to say Napa Auto Parts on his rear bumper, but it's a couple pixels. Alright, but keep my eyes on that pace car. And just see what I can do here. Dips off the track. Green flag. Alright, up to third gear. Oh, do I do it? Do I do it? Coming to the turn on the inside. Oh, almost got Brett there too. Car gets very loose for a second. I was on the apron really. Oh, it's very loose on the exit too. Oh, but they all get stacked up. Come up underneath Rusty. Oh, and Jeff Gordon there is like dead stopped in the track. Oh my God. How did I get around him? I'm like sliding sideways through the corner. I don't know how I did that. How many positions did I just make up? Up to P7 now. Oh, Rusty's gonna throw it up the inside. Understeering quite a bit there. Here comes Dale Earnhardt on me too. They all got checked up on the start. Oh, Rusty's gonna swing out wide. Try to get below him here. Oh, maybe he had a problem. He's falling way back there. Whew. My God, hopefully it calms down a little bit because that's way too intense. Over halfway in the race now. Things are looking up for Axel here. The fans are loving it. All right, so I almost actually got around Brett Bodine off the start there too, and I can see he's actually a couple positions ahead. Catching up on Ken Schrader now quite handily. Oh my God, could a top 5 be attainable? Throwing it in the corners, really abusing the car, but you can do that with these short races. You don't need to watch your equipment too much. Just don't do anything too dumb. Got a good run on Schrader here. Oh, he was very slow out of the last corner. Coming to T1. Get it down into third gear. Oh no. Oh gosh. He's pinched me there. If you touch the AI, it just can spin you out so easily. That's why I get so worried when I get close to them. Oh, almost forgot to shift there. Slide job there on Ken Schrader. Oh, but making the pass. He will know all about that kind of move. He's a big dirt track racer. Okay, 10 laps to go. Up to P6. This is going very well thus far. I just need to put the end of the race together here. Oh, just breaking down. Did the old Ken Schrader line there around the high side. Certainly in the real race he would instantly run into the wall if he did something like that. Come down to third gear, tiptoed around the bottom. It's the difference between taking the corner well and taking it too far is so fine in these older games. You don't have a lot of room for mistakes or corrections, really. You gotta get it like perfect. Run it right to the wall coming out. There we go, 8 laps to go. I'm running this on DOSBox to see that in the chat. Can't read the chat too well right now. I'm really trying to reel these guys in front. I want that top 5. I think it's Bodine, Todd Bodine I'm catching here in the Quaker State car. Terry Labonte in front of him. It's fun to see the front cars. I feel like it's been a long time. Well, Axel's proving to be quite the shorter track type driver. I've done poor on all the big tracks this year, and my 2 wins were Bristol and Martinsville, so I know New Hampshire's not really a short track, but definitely better at the smaller ones. Alright, that's Brett Bodine, you're right. Todd's too young in 1994. Oh, I'm catching him well that lap though. Gonna swing a little wide. You can really hammer the brakes, I'm learning. Dom, it censored your message because you said Dick Trickle in it. But yeah, Axel is the new Dick Trickle, that's for sure. Alright, I feel like Brett makes little mistakes here and there, and so I should be able to catch him if I can just keep doing solid laps. I'm murdering the right front of this thing. 4 laps to go. You can't say Dick Trickle's name in chat without it censoring. Poor Dick Trickle. But just slightly closer. This is going to be one of those finishes. Whoa, just kiss the wall there. That's alright. That's why the cars are built the way they are. Top 5 would look really good on those point standings. Just gonna push. Oh no! I really clacked the wall that time. 2 laps to go. Oh, and the caution's out. Oh my god! It all comes to a fiery end. I thought I was just gonna squeak away with a light touch there, and there's still. I gotta get around to the yellow flag to get it. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to keep a top 10 here. Sterling, don't you dare get up the inside. Oh my god. Oh my god. That was gonna be such a good race too. What can you do? Well, at least I know I'm competitive at New Hampshire, I guess. Yeah, I just kind of panicked and downshifted a little too much there. I was hoping I could downshift to like second and be able to get the car to turn, but no, I did not just give up. I was trying very hard. From hero to zero. Well, that's the end of that one. So we'll see. Harry Gant's going to come away with the win from Ernie Irvin. I need some music to pick me up after that one. We're going to get the sad crew boys. Oh, it hurts sometimes. It really does. It really does. But Harry Gant comes away with the win from Ernie Irvin and Mark Martin. In third place, Terry Labonte, Brett Bodine. There should have been an Axel Richardson in sixth, at least sixth. Oh, I had that so easily too. Just a few laps to go. My God. So, look at the sad crew pushing me to the pit lane. Man, I was hoping for that to be a good finish. I was really pushing too, because coming out of the turns, I felt like Brett was backing up a bit, and I almost had him there. I appreciate everybody watching the struggle here. This game is not easy. It's very difficult. Mikey, yeah, they all have mustaches, but you have to understand, everybody had mustaches in the 90s. It was the thing. So I ended up with 64 points and a DNF. Oh my God. I could have even salvaged that more if I didn't blow the engine going into turn 3 trying to get the car to turn. I could have, I don't know, maybe kept the top 10. I had 2 cars right behind me. We'll take a look at the top of the championship, though. So I've slid back. I'm fighting for the top 20 in points at this stage. But up top, Harry Gant has retaken the lead from Jeff Bodine and Terry Labonte. So it's that simple. I mean, the top of the points is so tight. We got the first 7 now are within 100 points of each other. So the championship is alive. Oh, man. All right, well, I got to redeem myself here at Pocono. Pocono. Ooh, and the next 3 coming up are good, too. But Pocono, July 17th. Got to do something better. But we've raced here before, so I do have a setup. And so we get to go see how that feels. Hopefully it takes less time to come up with something. Yeah, it's crazy how close the points championship is. Ugh. I can't believe that happened. I was thinking, finally I'm going to have a good result. Oh, man. Axel. I liked going to Pocono for IndyCar. I mean, it was kind of terrifying at the same time that it was fun, but I've been to Pocono at least 4 times. Never saw a NASCAR race, and I could see why it would be a tough watch from the grandstands. The grandstands at Pocono are probably the worst part about it. They put them right in the middle of the front straightaway, and so this turn is like, you can't even really see it. You can't see the cars more than dots as they're on this straightaway. And really, all you can see is turn 3. Well, alright, so if I remember back, the tunnel turn there is the difficult turn at Pocono, and we should definitely be downshifting in turn 3 here. I don't know, I love Pocono as a track to drive. I always have fun racing it, but I know it's another one that people don't like. I guess in 1994, we're following the real schedule, so for folks that didn't like some of the tracks, you got to see here in a row we have Loudon, now we're at Pocono, and then we're going to go to Indianapolis in a couple races too. Which would have been the first Indianapolis, so people didn't know better at that point. They were very, very excited for that race in 1994. Come through the tunnel turn. I gotta figure out a way to take this turn so it doesn't scare me. Well, Pennsylvania, for top-level racing tracks, used to have Nazareth, which was a great track. I like that track a lot. But it's got a lot of dirt tracks out in Pennsylvania. Oh, good run there. Something just clacked on the floor. I wouldn't be worried about it if I didn't just install a steering wheel. I'm not sure what that was. Hold on. I don't know if you would have heard it on the microphone, but something... It sounded like a coin dropping. Ah, okay, we're good. It's just some headphones. I just installed this new wheel, so I'm worried like something fell off of it or something. Okay, so far we're in the lead, but nobody's really turned a quick time yet. Car feels pretty good, though. So my downfall at this race, we're going to do the story of how I screwed up every race, but this one, I tried to pass Burton going into the turn 2 there and just took us both out. So I will be avoiding that this time. Okay, Jimmy Spencer, what's up? Oh! Oh my god. Well, I lost the right front there. I guess I'm gonna have to do another run. That didn't go well at all. He's not loving it. Yeah, Jimmy Spencer had enough of me there on the going around the outside. Yeah, you come back, Axel's wrecked. Kind of always wrecked these days. Oh, I gotta change the thing. How well can I do this and drive at the same time? Nobody yelled at me yet about it. No. There we go. No texting and driving. Yeah, Pennsylvania is a beautiful state. I've driven out to Pocono a few times, and driving through the mountains and everything is quite a beautiful area. It's a long drive, though, from New England. I think door to door, leaving where I live in Boston, it was like 6.5 hours to get to the track. I come down to turn 3. Okay, I think the car is pretty good, but I need to do at least 2 or 3 laps to make sure nothing's overheating and that I'm not miles off the pace before we settle in to do a race. And I hope I finish this one. Else it's going to be a lot of DNFs this stream. I mean, I guess I finished Daytona, but that didn't feel like a great race. I do find it slightly easier to slide the car with the steering wheel, which is interesting. In theory, it shouldn't be that much different. I'm not really using the steering wheel for what it's good at. Slide in behind Ernie here and get a good draft. Oh, look at that. Gonna get stuck in behind Dick Trickle. That was quite the draft, though. See if I can keep it down the inside here. There we go. Here we go, come down to turn 3. I think third gear. I think I'm going to downshift both in turns 1 and 3. I don't know. Maybe I can keep it in 4th here. Yeah, I feel slow accelerating out of the corner. I would need to shorten 4th, but I don't think I can because when I'm in the draft there. But definitely 4th for the short shoot. It's just a flick there, back on the throttle. Every single time, it's so sketchy. It's tough to get the weight transfer right in the sim. It's not you just can't feel anything, obviously. Guys that were good at this were really really good. Oh, up to 10th. I did get a 161 before. Come down the back straightaway towards the short chute. There we go. That was about as good as I can do that. Pulled in quite a lot on Ernie this lap, so I know he'll be quick, so it bodes well as long as he's showing his true speed in practice here. Here we are, come out of the 3rd turn. It's a little wide. There we go, 162. All right, so we're gonna qualify. I think the car is good enough. So I'm gonna qualify now and just see how far up we can get. So I got a 162 there. Oh man, they're up there. 163 is up top. Well, if I do a 162, I think I could maybe get towards the top 10, but we'll have to see. So thanks for folks coming out. I know it's a random weeknight, but quite a day. Thought it'd be fun to get back to this though. It's like 3 weeks ago that I did the last part of the championship, so do want to complete this at some point. Might have to like settle in for a longer afternoon one weekend or something and just do I don't know, 8 or 10 races or something. Yeah, I'd have to think the Glen is on IndyCar's short list of tracks to get to. It's too perfect for those cars. And having a Grand Prix type event in Watkins Glen is just, it feels right, considering that track's history, you know. I will say I got to play a very nice version of that circuit for Assetto Corsa recently. Excited to see that at some point. Alright, come across the line though, start the lap. Only one lap, one shot here, coming to the corner. Shifted down to 3rd. That was a pretty good entry. Sliding out wide slightly, though. Let's try to get right back on it. Now come back to the short chute. Oh, that was just such a bad entry. The car got all kinds of sideways. Don't have any time for the tires to come up to temperature. I think I need to like raise the tire pressures a bunch for qualifying. We'll come into turn 3, keep it nice on the low side. There we go, hard on the throttle. We'll come to the line. Hopefully this isn't a bad lap. Oh, 160, P21. Yikes, not nearly as good as I'd want it to be. Well, At least I'm not last, but that's going to put me, I think, I don't know if anybody looked back to where I qualified for the first race at Pocono, but I bet it was similar, and I remember being in the middle of the pack, and it was so hard. But we'll do it. We'll do the Pocono race. Let's take a quick look. I didn't do it at New Hampshire, so we'll actually look back real quick. But in real life, the New Hampshire race was called the Slick 50 300, and Ricky Rudd won. I do not remember Ricky Rudd winning at New Hampshire, but Ricky Rudd won. Ricky Rudd is hard to say. Ricky Rudd won from Dale Earnhardt at New Hampshire, and then this was the Miller Genuine Draft 500. There we go. It's a good beer name. And Jeff Bodine won from Ward Burton. Interesting front there. I bet some of the quick guys had some issues maybe. All right, so we're going to do the Miller Genuine Draft 500. Hopefully Rusty doesn't do super well, being his sponsor's race. Load my Axel setup again, make sure fuel is good. All right, just want to finish well. I really could have had it at New Hampshire, but no, so Slick 50 was the New Hampshire race. Sorry, I was looking at the I was looking back because I didn't look at the actual results. But this is the Miller Genuine Draft 500, so I guess the Miller Genuine Draft 50. We'll take a look. Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon starting up front. Ken Schrader, Ernie Irvin, Terry Labonte. Harrigan, 6th position. So continuing, he's just not as quick on the high-speed tracks, I guess. Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Bodine, Morgan Shepherd. I feel like 500 miles around Pocono is less insane than 500 miles at like Rockingham or I'm trying to think where else it is. I mean 500 miles at Riverside. At least you go fast here, you know, the lap speeds are quite high. Some of that, I can't believe they used to do 500 miles at North Carolina. That's an insanely long race. All right. We'll come through the corners, though. So, just got to be patient here off the line. I think the problem I had last time I raced at Pocono was just trying too much too quick. But you do see that once things get spaced out, it gets harder to pass. But I think I'm quicker than the general group around me. So, we'll just wait a little bit. Be cautious, I hope. Try not to do anything crazy in turn 1 like I did last time here. And green flag. Oh, it just wants me to jump up the inside, though. All right, I mean, sometimes they give you the position, you gotta take it, right? See if I can slot into the second lane. Oh, no. Oh, smacking a couple cars. Oh, man. I wanted to take it easy, but that was an insane entry. Bill Elliott got me back, too. Oh, my God. Oh, so made it through turn 1. Let's go. We'll go down towards the short chute. Hopefully everybody doesn't just back up into on the first lap. Just take it nice and easy on the entry. Oh, everybody gets slow coming out of the corner. See if I can take advantage on a couple cars here. Come up to Jeff Purvis on the inside of Jimmy Spencer. Oh, Bobby Labonte snaking around the outside there. Going deep into turn 3. I love the different speeds of the cars. Some of them have trouble, some of them go quick. All right, come across the line, 19th after the first lap, so we're not dead. That's the most important thing. So I think this is about the period of the race that I messed it all up last time. Just don't want to try to take it 3 wide into the short chute. Coming out, they all get stacked up a little bit. It's really easy to run into them there. Oh, Dale Jarrett too. That outside line coming into turn 3, they just get so much speed. See if I can come back on the 18. Such a cool looking car. On a good run here on Labonte. Come down to turn 1, up the inside of Purvis as well. Ooh. Oh, the car went so sideways there. Somehow held on to it. Making a lot of saves tonight. There we go. That's how you get her in there. Back her into the corner. I feel like everybody's getting these like slingshot moves, including myself. I don't know if it's the drafting or something. The speed differentials are scary. And Papa Labonte disappears behind me there. Coming to turn 3. Down to 3rd gear. Oh, and Brett Bodine's slow, doing what I couldn't do at New Hampshire and passing him. 17 laps to go, though. I gotta play it easy here. There's a lot of race left. So this is a long one. Good run on Sterling. I don't know if I want to do it into the short chute here. Turn 2 is just getting stacked up behind Dave Marcus. Dave's doing real good. Mr. Goodyear up here. P14. Oh, Bodine's gonna swing back around me too. Very competitive race here at Pocono. I would enjoy it if it wasn't for the fact that at any second I could be crashed out of the race. There we go. Take them both. I got such a speed advantage on the front straightaway there. Get it down into turn 1. Go. Oh, catching up to, I'm good in a straight line. I'm trying to remember if we just went with like low spoiler or something. I didn't really look at that part of the setup. I just kind of trusted what I did back originally. Ooh, Terry Labonte quite slow up the inside. Got the Jeff Burton in front of me. Shades of the first time we were here. Oh, Bodine's gonna come up the inside, come out of the straightaway. He backs out of it, luckily. See if I can swing around past a couple more cars. There's Rusty. See you later. Down to 3rd gear behind Jimmy Spencer. All right, so this is going quite well. I'm up to P12. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. Play it easy. Don't do any crazy moves. Oh, can I get around Spencer before the short chute? Turn 2. Oh, able to do it there. Now we'll be behind Nemechek. Come down to 3rd gear. Just slide in. I should be able to get Nemechek here on the front straightaway. Maybe not. Ooh, yeah, pulling in on him now. So that draft, or the high end, I'm just much quicker, which is great. It makes it easy to pass. It's nice and smooth on the brakes there to turn 1. Whoa, Nemechek's going to try to come back on me. There we go. Up to 4th gear then. So you'd be nice and smooth on the controls. Ooh, car dances a little bit there. Don't understeer, tap the wall slightly. I think I'll be okay. I didn't think I could rip the wheel off the car as easy as I did in New Hampshire. I know I hit the wall, pretty hard, but usually you kind of bounce off of it. There we go. Just kind of sketchy couple of corners there. Just 13 laps to go. For those of you, I don't want to reach up to try to hit the standings button right now, but whenever I pass the start-finish line, a little box appears in the top left that has the laps left and my gaps and all that. You can actually race without the standings, so I think folks like to see the different driver names though. All right, but we're in the top 10, so just need to try to hold on to it now. Should be, as long as there's no yellow flag or anything, but you never know. Although the start went well, so I'm actually not that worried about a restart necessarily, other than the cars being close together. 12 laps to go, P10. So did a lap at 160. I know I can go quicker than that. A little high through turns 1 and 2, but not too bad. Fun Blade, top 10's good after last race, but honestly, any finish is good after the string of races I've been in. That corner's just so awkward. You more or less want to just float the car through there, but just don't have the sense of grip that I would actually make it if I didn't really hammer the brake. We're going to run a little wide here through turns 1 and 2. Ooh, car kicks sideways slightly there. No, there's no FFB, there's no force feedback in this game. Wasn't a thing in 1994. My God, car is just waddling through the corner. These two in front getting stacked up though. Who is that? Is it Dale Earnhardt? What's wrong with the Intimidator? It's Terry and Dale. Pick a better classic combo than that. So 10 to go. Halfway done. Things are going quite well. Pulling in on Labonte and Earnhardt here. But as we saw in the last race, it can all change very quickly. A little too fast there that time. And a turn 2, but saving it. Luckily, a little tapped first shot. Make it secure there. Coming to turn 3 then. Oh, keep tapping the wall. Worried I'll get damage. That screen will show you if you've got damage. I don't think I've got any. Not repairable damage anyway. Alright, coming to turn 1. Pull in on Terry there right at the end of the straightaway, but Earnhardt's regained some composure in front of him. Run wide through turn 1. The car just kind of does what it wants to do in this sim. It's not easy to drive precisely. I'd have to practice a lot more, and I'm racing so many different tracks here. Afraid I'm going to double shift. There's really no protection in accidentally shifting a couple times. All right, we're on the high side a little bit there. Nice thing about Pocono is you do have time for a quick drink. Ooh, not with shifting though. Forgot about that part. So shifting into, I think shifting into third in every corner is actually a little bit better. Yeah, pulling so much there on Labonte. Just not quite daring enough to throw it up the inside in one of these corners. Oh, Terry gets such a good exit out of 4, or turn 3. Why would I want to be Brad Keselowski? What's he got? He's kind of a frumpy dude. So, I'm holding station with these 3 in front. I think we're all closing in on Ricky Rudd up there. I think that's Ricky Rudd, I'm guessing. That was a weird turn 2. Every lap is an expedition through the second turn. Oh, just a little wide in turn 3 is just not going to let me exit well. Really on the edge in every corner. 6 laps to go, so we're getting towards the pointy end. 3/4 of the race done. Whoa, Labonte's gonna square out wide. Oh, a little bit of a slide there brought me in a weird spot. Frumpy, a weird word to use. I don't know. Just doesn't seem particularly healthy, you know. Oh my God. Oh, that was so scary. On the grass a little bit there. Yeah, this is a good version of Pocono. It's part of the expansion set. So this wasn't in the original NASCAR 1, but the expansion set included a lot of the tracks. But absent from the game were Indianapolis and Daytona. Both tracks never officially came out for the game, but I do have an Indianapolis converted from IndyCar Racing 1 that we're going to race. And also Daytona, we were talking about earlier in the stream, but there's a few versions out there. Oh, very wide. Oh my God, car got really sideways there. There's a few versions of Daytona though, unofficial releases. But Pocono is an official track. It's just part of the expansion set. All right, so we just have a few laps to go. 4 laps to be precise. I'm in P10. It would be nice to pick up a couple more spots, but I'm not going to trash this race just to do that. Although Terry Labonte is really looking at me to do some kind of move here. Take that Larson line around the outside. Not the quick way in this sim. Oh, car gets so weird there. Oh, and I got Nemechek closing up behind me, looking to take my top 10 away. A couple bad corners there will make that happen, I guess. Really lost the back of Labonte somehow. Has a 158, that's no good. Tires are wearing out a little bit. It's really not an element I've had to deal with this season, the tires wearing out, but it is a big part of this game. Come on, I gotta keep this top 10. Oh my God. I really stomped the brake that time. I was trying to go quick. It worked out, but it was very scary. I don't know if you could tell how much I corrected. I know you can't really see my wheel too well. It's one of the bad things about these older games. All right, come through the corner there. I had to breathe it on the throttle, make sure the car turned enough. 2 laps to go. So I think passing Labonte and Earnhardt's out of the question, unfortunately, but just got to keep Nemechek behind me. I want this top 10. Oh, it's going to run wide here a little bit. Come on, get back on the throttle. There we go. A decent exit. Through turn 3. All right, 1 more lap to go. That was enough to keep Nemechek behind me. Come down to turn 1, just on the brakes ever so slightly. Keep the car on the low side if I can. Ooh. Car slides there a little bit. Coming to turn 2. Oh, he's running wide. That corner is impossible to get right. With this setup, something wrong with the car there. I don't know what. But we'll come to turn 3. All right. So it might not be a win. It might not even be a great finish, but I finally finished a race tonight. P10. It's not the worst I've done. Solid result. If I could just do more of this, we would actually have a fighting chance here. But, feels good to actually finish one. My God. Now, Pocono, I mean, B, that is right. You know, can't have a perfect car in every corner. And that is the hard part about Pocono, is the fact that all 3 corners are a bit different. You're absolutely correct. Oh, okay. But P10... I could do worse than that. What's up, Billy Strange? I like your stuff a lot. All right, so let's see who won this thing and everything. See, the pit crew guys also just look upset, even if I do okay. I think they're just never happy unless I win. Okay. So, we'll take a look at the final results. So, Axel Richardson Jr. finishes in the 10th position. Behind Terry Labonte, Dale Earnhardt finished in front of me. Morgan Shepherd, not a bad race for... Morgan was pretty quick in the 21, though. And Jeff Bodine, Ken Schrader, Ernie Irvin, Harry Gant, Jeff Gordon. So, Harry Gant got up to 3rd. He fell back 1. Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin finishing with the win. I like Mark. I just listened to his interview on Dinner with Racers, which is good. Check that podcast out. But yeah, Harry Gant comes away with 3rd. Let's see if there's any notable retirements or anything. Wally Dallenbach at the back. Nobody retired. Everybody ran all 20 laps, which is pretty good. And the points championship, staying in 19th position ahead of Dave Marcus. So he didn't really make much progress. This wasn't necessarily the redemption. Maybe it's beginning now. Had a few rough ones there. But behind Ted Musgrave, Bill Elliott, got Dave Marcus, Jimmy Spencer's a couple back now. And we'll take a look at the top. Harry Gant leads the way still. Just ahead of Mark Martin now. Jeff Gordon in 3rd. So it's tight as ever up there. It's a good battle. Top 7 are within 100 points still. Awesome. So, I think that's going to be it for tonight. I appreciate everybody coming out. Next time we'll be going to Talladega with the crazy dogleg. And then Indianapolis, the big Indianapolis race for 1994. And then Watkins Glen as well with the road course, which is a terrifying, terrifying thing. But we're getting there on the races. You can see the bottom of the schedule here. So we're well past halfway through the championship. So I appreciate everybody coming out and watching the stream, I guess. And yeah, I mean, should be, hopefully we'll do the next one in not too long, not as long as the wait has been. for this one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching and everything. Got hopefully a video coming out this weekend. I'm still working on it. It's quite a hard one to do, but there'll be more stuff soon. Maybe no stream this Saturday though, but we'll see. But thanks for watching everything, and have a great rest of your evening and all that. See ya.